She looked confused. I said, "Yeah, I know about the video." The look on her face was priceless. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'll be covering part 3 to the story, which is titled, Wife Canceled Our Weekend at the Lake for a Work Trip, but secretly took her lover instead. And guys, I didn't think to be a part 3 so soon, but clearly, as you're going to see, this guy, events have finally done it where he is finally done with her. There's no going back now after what he's just yet discovered, as if he had already discovered a lot of things. And as a recap, in part 1 and 2, this guy's been married 8 years, really thought he had a good thing going. However, he admitted that, with both of them working so much and all that, their romance and time for each other has dwindled, and he wanted to try to rekindle things. But guess what? She beat him to it by rekindling with another guy, a coworker. And it all started because he saw them across the street at some coffee shop, getting all touchy-feely with each other. Then he eventually was doing some research, found on her phone all the details, but the pictures and the text history and all that. And the worst thing is, he planned a weekend away with her at a lake to rekindle things, and she canceled because of a work trip and took him. He confronted her, and of course the waterworks, the "I'm so sorry," that "I love you," not him, that crap, but he was done and said, "Get out of the house." Part 2, which I covered last night, was about he went and confronted the wife of the guy that was banging his wife, and told her and everything. Came back home, and that guy showed up at his house, yelled and screaming and carrying on, making threats towards him. Yeah, his house, even though he was banging his wife. And they even shoved his wife. And then the wife put on the whole waterworks. The guy went out with his buddies, put on the waterworks. "I'm so sorry, I love you." Showed the wedding video. And it ended with the guy starting to wonder, maybe, I don't know, maybe she really is sorry, that type of thing. He was still meeting with his lawyers, but still he seemed like the roller coaster was having an effect on him. And a lot of you guys were like, "Don't do it, don't fall for her crap," and I was like that too. Well, here we are with part 3. And this could be it. This could be the final thing, because the final straw, he's done. And I think you guys will appreciate what he has to say here. He says here, "So I met up with the affair partner's wife again at the park. It was awkward at first, but she was grateful I had told her about the affair." Well, it's the least you could do. She said that she had been going through her husband's phone, computer, and emails, and she found something. It was a SCX video of him and my wife in my bedroom, in our bed. I could only watch a few seconds of it before I had to stop. It was disgusting. Cheating is horrible on many fronts, but it goes to a whole new level when your girl, your wife, is cheating with her partner, her affair partner, in your own bed. Not just in your own house, but in your own bed. I mean, the only thing that what else was... The only thing you could add to that is if she took off her wedding ring and had this guy spray his load on her wedding ring or on their wedding pictures or something. I mean, what the fuck? Bro, I think this should be the sign. It's over with, as I said. This poor bastard. She apologized, but I thanked her for showing it to me. Everyone in the comments was right. My wife's character is deeply flawed, and the level of disrespect she has shown me in our marriage is unforgivable. I'm sorry you had to see that, man. I'm sorry you're going through this, but it seemed like at the end of the last video you were, starting to think maybe she's really sorry. Maybe it could work out. No. You had to see this. I think I already knew that on some level, but I hadn't been ready to admit it to myself. This pushed me over the edge. The affair partner's wife and I talked a bit more, but out of respect for her, I won't go into the details of what she said. Suffice to say, her husband is a lying piece of crap who fed my wife a bunch of garbage about his wife. OBS is planning to separate and divorce him, and I told her I'd be doing the same with my wife. We wished each other luck, and we went our separate ways. Well, I'm sure some of you guys are thinking what I'm thinking. When this is all said and done, and this guy's divorced from his wife, and their arrangement is set in place, and she's divorced her husband, if this woman is remotely attractive, this guy's got to bang this woman. I sent the video to that. Well, I couldn't send the video because they could then claim some things, but you get the point. Now listen to this. When I pulled into my driveway, a car pulled up behind me. It was the affair partner. The fucking idiot was waiting for me. He's showing up at your house again. Remember, guys, when he showed up in the other video? I told this guy get a restraining order or at least call the cops. I called the police to report trespassing before getting out of the car. He got out of his car and started yelling at me, asking why I was meeting his wife and what I was playing at. Again, you're banging my wife, but I can't meet up with your wife? We're talking about you, motherfucker, and now you're on my property again, yelling at me. I ignored him and started walking into my house. He followed me inside my house, still yelling. Second time. I'm sure many of you guys out there, if this happened, not that this would happen the first time with a lot of you guys, but a second time, and the guy forced his way into your house, your property. Yeah, try that shit in Florida. Wouldn't go too well. Or Texas. I don't believe in violence. Shocker there. But in this case, it was necessary. I kicked him out of my house with a bloody nose and a possibly bruised ribs. Well, good. By the time the police arrived, he was gone. But I filed a report and gave them his address. I'm planning to follow up with a restraining order with my lawyer next week. About fucking time. Now, if this guy had cameras, a security system installed, they could have seen the whole thing. Him showing up, yelling and carrying on, forcing his way into your house, that would have helped. I messaged the affair partner's wife to give her a heads up about what had happened. She was surprised that he even knew we met. She told me she hadn't told him about our meeting, and in fact, she had kicked him out of the house yesterday. I figured my wife must have told him. Gee, big surprise there, but here's a question. Why would the dude telling this story, why would your wife know that you're going to go meet with this woman? Well, not a very good idea to tell her. Conveniently, my wife wasn't home for the shit show. Oh, it must have been a coincidence. When she did get home, I told her she should check in on her boyfriend, as the last time I saw him, he didn't look so good. I also warned her that the next time I'd break his legs. Yep. She looked shocked and confused. Oh, for God's sakes, please. I told her I knew she was the one who tipped him off about the meeting with the affair partner's wife. She denied it at first, but then admitted she just didn't want the OBS, affair partner's wife, to fill my head with lies, and hoped the affair partner would convince her not to meet with me. God, she is a piece of, well, she's a piece of something. She's a piece of work, but she's a piece of something. She told, this dumbass told his wife that he was going to go meet with her. She tells that guy, whole drama fest. How much shit do you have to endure if you realize it's over, dude? And so I finally saw her for the manipulative woman she was. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. I told her to pack up her shit and move into the basement. She hadn't told tomorrow morning. We do co-own the house, so I can't kick her out, but I don't want to see her. Well, good luck with getting her to move to the basement, dude. I told her to use the basement entrance from now on, and only contact me about the divorce proceedings via text or email. Oh, and I told her she can take her mattress with her because I'll be buying a new one for myself. She looked confused, and I said, yeah, I know about the SCX video. The look on her face was priceless. But, you guys all are aware of a thing called trickle truth. That's what this guy's been getting from her. And the bullshit and the waterworks. Remember yesterday's video when he came home from his buddies, telling his buddies what happened? And he said that she had their wedding video up on the TV. And I said, please, bullshit, that was done on purpose. She probably was just waiting for the moment he got home, saw him pull in the driveway, and he could see the video up, and she was crying. She probably cut up some red onions, now her tears were going. Bullshit. Manipulation queen. I'm currently staying at my friend's place tonight. I'll be back in the morning to make sure she's moved into the basement. This marriage is over. Thank God. It's been over for a long time. I'm sorry you're going through this shit, man. Really, nobody deserves this. But yeah, I had to go through this shit, the final straw, because you were thinking about it. You were thinking about giving it another chance. This will very likely be my last post. There'll be no reconciliation. I made my decision. I'll be moving forward with the divorce, and I'm ready to start focusing on my own healing. Thank you to everyone who read through the post and offered advice and support. And that is the end of his thing. I'm going to read a few comments in a second here, but I want to say this, because you never know. This guy might see this video. In spite of my comments and smacks and everything, I really do wish you the best, and I'm sorry you went through this. But you are a young guy, young in my opinion. You got your whole life ahead of you. And this ain't going to be pretty, because when she realizes, I think, I've been doing this for a long time. I think when she realizes there's no going back, there's no reconciliation, then her fangs are going to come out. Her fangs, her claws, she's going to go full on harpy on you and try to make it the most miserable divorce ever. Because in her mind, you're the bad guy. of course, because remember, in her opinion, she cheated because you weren't doing your job, giving her the butterflies, the tingles, the excitement, and all that. She cheated because of you. It's your fault, not hers. Remember, she's a narcissist, and as you said, deeply flawed, and a whole lot of other things I'm just not going to say. Regardless of her threats and trying to make it living hell, don't stop. Keep pushing. Listen to your lawyer. Follow your lawyer's advice. Hopefully, you have a female attorney that can really see through a lot of her BS and keep pushing. And you're going to take a hit because you've been married 8 years. But it's worth it, because in the end, you can't stay with her. And I might add, she's also going to try to, probably before the claws come out, she's going to try again to beg you for a second chance, because she may think, oh, she'll have something with this guy. This guy she's hooking up with, to him, she's nothing but a hookup. End of story. And there's no future for those two. Don't fall for any tears or waterworks of begging, because you know what's going to happen. You cannot trust her at all. And you may get some family and friends that are going to give you a hard time about this, saying, oh, give her a second chance. She was unhappy. This happens to a lot of marriages. Don't fall for their crap. And if people that aren't on your side, it's time to cast them away. Really. And also control the narrative. You need to tell, if you haven't done already, tell your parents, tell her family, anybody else that'll listen, the truth, because she'll give her the chance. She's going to control the narrative and paint you as the bad guy here. And that's the last thing you need, trying to rebuild your life and get through this painful, miserable thing called a divorce. But you'll be able to get through it, as many men before you have and many men after you. And your story here will help a lot of guys see the crap that is out there and give them the strength to get through it. So I do wish you the best, man, but don't go back to her. For goodness sake almighty, do not give her a second chance. Now, a few more comments, and I'm going to wrap this up. One guy says here, essentially they perform the ultimate act of disrespect to you and your marriage. Hideous behavior, vindictive and hateful. And they even record it for fun. Nothing to salvage here. They can now have each other. Talk to your lawyer, reporting them to work HR. Tell both families, yours and hers, exactly why you're divorcing. Welcome to your new freedom. Well, I wouldn't do anything to get them fired right now until after the divorce. Because if she gets fired, then it'll make it harder for you. Then likelihood is you're going to pay her more alimony because, well, she's out of work. Another one. You made the right choice. I told you that if you accept the first disrespect cheating, get ready to accept more trickle truths. When you tell your partner that it's cheating, the partner that it's cheating, it's a deal breaker, mean it. The moment you don't follow through, it tells your partner that you are weak. Yeah, he said in his story that early on in the relationship, he made it clear, cheating is unacceptable, it's a deal breaker, that type of thing. Well, she did it anyway. And now she's trying to get him back because her perception of him is he's a nice guy, and with enough crying and waterworks and I'm sorries and promises, he'll take me back. And he almost did. He also said, another one says here, you made the right decision. Of all these things she did are so far past being able to forgive is not even funny. Maybe her and her affair partner can move in together. They won't last a month before they break up and both come back begging. Just remember how you felt seeing that video in your bed when she does. Yes, I'm sure he's never going to get that image out of his head. And one more. This guy says, you are masterfully handling a very difficult situation. Well, I wouldn't go that far. You are showing fortitude, pride, self-esteem, and real wisdom. I think your behavior is a great example of all betrayed partners. The best thing we can do is leave the cheaters to their own fate. They punish themselves. They have a shitty life ahead of them, but we have to move forward and not look back at the past. Life is too short and wonderful to waste it on cheaters and other scoundrels. It's a pity you didn't knock out a couple of the affair partner's teeth and break his jaw. Yeah, that would have been nice, but depending where he lives, I kid you not, there are some locations in this country where somebody could break into your house and be armed, and you could defend yourself and knock out some of their teeth, and they'll try to sue you, even though they broke into your house with a weapon and all that. I kid you not. I'm sure some of you guys know some locations and states in this country that are like that. Not Florida. But anyhow, good luck to you, bro. Don't fall for her crap. And if that's the last we hear from you, I wish you the best, man. And if not, I'll be doing more updates. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.